You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week 6 of the 2021 fall season, and today we're joined by the SCAC Volleyball Defensive Player of the Week, senior right side, Sara Flynn of the Trinity University Tigers. And Sara, congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Sara, this Trinity Tigers team now 19-2 on the season, coming off a 3-1 weekend up in New England. That included wins over top 25 opponents in number 22 Babson 3-1 and number 18 MIT 3-0. What was your biggest takeaway from the weekend from an overall team perspective? How did this group get better coming out of this New England trip?
That was really some fun competition there. We played against some really big blocks, so we really had to adjust our offense for those blocks. And I think we did a really good job with that. We're going to be seeing a lot more teams like that later on in the season, so it's some great preparation. The last team, Tufts, that we lost to, I think we learned a lot from that game. Set 2, we kind of let up there, almost relaxed, and not really let them in. And now we know we can't do that for any team. But overall, Tufts and everyone else was so much fun playing. So it was a great experience.
Defensively, Sara, you were key in the Tigers' efforts to limiting opponents this past weekend to just a 148 hitting percentage. You also posted a career-high 7 blocks in that win over Babson. 21 blocks on the weekend, 1.24 blocks per set. We talked a lot about your offensive part of your game last week. Defensively, what is key for you for having success out there? What are some of your main focuses when you're on the defensive side of things out there on the court for the Tigers?
Just calling out what I see on the other side of the net. That really helps me and all the other blockers, making sure what's going on over there. But I think that a big part of it is also our serving. If it's getting them out of position, they are forced to set it to the outside and know exactly where the ball's going. I can get set up. So there's a lot of factors that go into our defense. And I think it begins with serving and getting them out of system. And then calling what we see.
Sara, you mentioned that loss to Tufts to close out the weekend, a 3-2 defeat, just your second loss of the season. But you talked about what this team is able to learn despite the result not going the way you wanted it to. What are some of the things you took away from that game specifically, and how maybe can that minor setback help this group in a bigger way going forward into the rest of the year?
I think that it really exposed some of our weaknesses, and we are definitely already working on those in practice. And I think that because of it, we'll be able to strengthen the whole aspect of our team. I also think that it goes into our consistent energy throughout each set. We kind of let up, but now we know that we can't do that. So we're definitely going to work on the energy aspect as well.
Sara, last week when we talked, one of the things that you mentioned as far as aspects of this group that you really, really enjoy and think are a strong positive with this team is the group's culture and chemistry. How does this team continue to work on that aspect of this group, off the court, outside of practice, outside of matches? How does this group build on that when you're outside the gym?
Well, I think that each one of the players on the team, we're all like genuine friends, and that really helps build that team culture. Like, for instance, earlier this week, I came down with a cold and I had the team checking on me, seeing if I was okay. Like, we all genuinely care about each other, asking about each other's days or hanging out after practice and stuff like that. And yeah, we all are genuine friends. And so that really helps.
And finally, Sara, to wrap things up, looking ahead to this weekend, you and the rest of your teammates jump back into SCAC play as you take on Centenary, Dallas, Babson College, and Southwestern. What are your expectations heading into the weekend? What will be key for this team to continue to add on to that 6-0 mark in conference play?
Yeah, I think much like Tufts, just not letting up, just staying 100% through all of our matches. It's pretty hard to do, athletes have lapses, but as you go later on in the season and have intense games back to back, like, we can't let up for any of those games because each set matters, each game matters. So I think that this weekend will be something that we'll have to work on, that intensity throughout all the sets and all the games.
Native of Seattle, Washington, this week's SCAC Volleyball Defensive Player of the Week, senior right side Sara Flynn of the Trinity University Tigers. Sara, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to move forward throughout your senior season.
Thank you so much.